Hello Virgos. Welcome to Little Bird Resonance. As you can see, your cards are already laid out for September 2017. Actually, what I specifically focused on was recent past, present, and near future. So try not to lock in to September. That's too limiting. So I started to record with another camera and it took a crap on me. It didn't work out. So I am now using a different one that hopefully will work out better, and I'll go through the cards as they are here, and hopefully it resonates with you. I should first explain that I don't typically... I know that there are universal meanings to cards. I get that. And I understand that vibration is important. But for me, when I read cards, I literally read the card. One card in a spread, and one spread can look totally different to me in another spread. So I kind of pay attention to the animation of the card, what it looks like in any given spread, in any given context. So it's not always going to be the universal meaning. I try to get the information that's coming through as accurately as possible, and I try to deliver it as accurately as possible. So here we go. I'm using 3 decks. The Sacred Circle Tarot, and hopefully you can see this. This is the deck that I typically use for the foundation of the matter. I'm using The Gateway to the Divine Tarot by Ciro Marchetti or Marchetti. This is the deck that I use for to give advice on what we need to be aware of, what we need to look out for, what we need to keep our eyes open for, and typically I use them for clarification. The third deck that I use is The Wild Unknown by Kim Kranz. Hopefully you can see this. Can you see that? This I use for high messages. When I say high messages, obviously all of this is high message, is coming from a high place, but that particular deck is really specifically for messages of the spirit, the high spirit, the infinite Christ, God, just high messages in that regard. Right now I'm just using the first 2. This third one I'll probably lay a few out and see what kind of high advice I can try to deliver for you. So let's get started. Also, sorry, before we get started, I also use runes. Not always. I try to remember to. They're actually a really valuable tool, valuable, I don't want to say channeling tool, but tools of information, high information. So, and you will probably see me use those from time to time. Okay, and what runes are, for those of you that don't know, they are stones with ancient, they go back to the Vikings, actually, and during the days when they would throw stones and read them. So there's stones that have symbols on them that have meaning, and when put together they read like a sentence. They also, these two have universal meanings, but can sometimes become animated and give a little bit of a different message. So those are the runes. Okay, I'll stop babbling and finally get on with this. I don't necessarily do love readings. I just do, I focus on what any group of people needs to know most at the time of a reading. This being a general reading. So it could, for some of you, apply to love. It could apply to work. It could apply to family. But it's definitely not something. I know there are a lot of readers on YouTube that are pinpointed on the love life of the world, and I know everybody wants to know what their love life's going to be and what's going to happen. And if that turns up, I'll tell you. But that's really not the sole thing that I focus on, because as important as love is, I think that it reaches to a whole lot of elements in our life. So that's how I read. So let's get going, Virgos, for the recent past, present, near future, September 2017. The heart of the matter, there is an opposition card. This is the Two of Swords. And to me, this is saying that you are involved in a situation where there is a butting of heads. And in context with the rest of this spread, and I'll get to that more specifically, for some of you, there seems to be a group of people that are, is that better lighting? No? Worse lighting. Okay. There seems to be a group of people who are butting heads, or are wanting the same thing, or challenging each other, where there's almost a looking over your shoulder kind of thing. This could be if it is about love, that you and your partner are not really on the same page right now, and it could very well have to do with money. If this is not a love situation, honestly, the primary, the dominant vibration of this spread seems to be more about a business matter, a work situation. It could be a family situation where money is causing a rift. Definitely seeing a lot of things that are applicable to a financial situation. So, but the opposition, the butting of heads, this is about money. So if it's the work, and if it's about the workplace, then you may find yourself fighting for a promotion that you feel like you deserve because you've put the work in. And I say that because of the rest of the spread here, and I'll get to that. And honestly, from what I see, it does seem like you have indeed put the work in. You do indeed deserve the promotion over this other person or these other people. And if this is a group situation, it may be that you are not getting the recognition for the group activity that you feel like you deserve, or that you actually deserve, really, is what I see in this spread. Again, if this is love life, there very well could be some issues over money. And you know, I'm here to tell you, if you are a Virgo that is in a relationship and you're butting heads with your partner about money, it's not worth it. Money's not worth that. It's just not. There's a way to find even ground here. There's a way to put the more important things first, which is love and respect and consideration all of those things. And then the money stuff will probably work itself out. That's my opinion anyway. So the opposing factors, it looks like to me that somebody is being bullied, or is feeling like they're being bullied, or they are feeling like a group of people are maybe talking behind their backs. If this is a love situation, it could speak to abuse. It could be speaking about physical abuse. Somebody's being bullied, or feeling as if they're being bullied, feeling as if they're being overlooked. And I think, Virgos, for the most part, for most of you, the person that is feeling this way is you. The root of the matter, this position down here, we have the Four of Cups reversed. Hopefully you can see that. And what this looks like to me is that there is there's more than one person that wants the same thing. There's a sense of competition going on. The very prominent thing here, there are two prominent feelings in this reading. There's one that has to do with workplace, and then there's another that has to do with family. So I feel like in either case, there is a group of people who are all wanting the same thing, feel like each person feels like they deserve the majority of whatever this thing is, whether it be an inheritance, if it's a family, whether it be a promotion, a raise, if it's work, if it's your love life. It may be that you and your partner are really feeling like the other one is not giving the respect or the I can't find the word right now, the recognition for the things that you do or that they do. It's definitely this definitely in the love sense feels like this is going on mutually. Like both people feel this way. Both people feel like they are not getting the respect and recognition from the partner that they feel like they deserve, if this is about love. Again, we have money issues appearing at the root of the matter. But we also have a clarification card here that seems to suggest this is the Page of Cups. And I think that for some of you, if you change your focus, if you stop getting wrapped up in this card here, this position here, this vibration here, if you can find a way to not get wrapped up in that and change your focus, there is a reward. There will be some kind of clarity. There will be some kind of direction. You will see, you know, pages are messengers. Clarity is really the word that's resounding in my head. So I feel like there needs to be an adjustment of how things are being looked at. And that applies to any aspect. If it's your love, if this is love life, if this is work, if this is family, you, and this feels like for the majority of you, and yeah, it feels like you for the majority of you. It could be the other person or other people for some of you, but somebody desperately needs to readjust how they're seeing things and not get caught up in the hoopla and the gossip and the crap, really. Just remove yourself and find right perspective, and there will be clarity, there will be a reward for doing that. So past influences, it looks like hopefully you guys can see this. We have the King of Discs. So stability, the need for stability, financial stability, stability in love, just the need for stability is something that is really influencing this situation. Also, there is a sense of, give me just 1 minute to get a good look at this. I don't want to say something wrong. Okay, there is also a sense of, this is the wheel reversed, clarifying the King of Discs. There's a sense that you might feel like things are just kind of out of your control. You're losing control. You've lost control. There's nothing you can do to really dictate the direction of things. Also, a very prominent feeling that's coming through is that a lot of you feel like, this is not what I planned. This is not what I thought was going to happen. This is not how I planned my life. So why is this happening? That's a very, very prominent feeling that I'm getting for many of you. So those are the influences, heavy influences for this situation. All right, the goal, and there were a lot of clarifying cards that came up for this. The goal is the King of Cups reversed, and I'm going to jump away from the universal meaning of this card and tell you what I see. What I see is, because it's reversed, that for many of you, whatever this situation is that's going on, you are tired of having to keep up appearances. Ultimately, you just want to. It's exhausting. You don't want to have to keep up appearances. You don't want to have to. And if this, again, whether it is love, family, career, something is going on here where you are feeling like you're not comfortable in your own skin, and you're wanting to change that. If this is about love life, and for some of you, I think it might be, especially if you are involved, if this is a new relationship, and if you're already, and by new I mean, a few months, and if you're already butting heads over money and material things, and you've been spending a lot of time being someone that you're not, then you might need to do this. You might need to reevaluate your situation. You might need to, you probably do need to find some clarity. So yeah, just not wanting to, that's what I see very prominently in this card. Just tired, exhausted of just being somebody, not necessarily being someone that you're not, but there are aspects to that do apply. and it's exhausting for many of you. The clarifying cards all pretty much have to do with that. They speak of a battle that is outside of yourself. So this circumstance is not at least in large part, it is something external. It is a battle with co-workers, with family members, with your partner. Although I do definitely think that there are internal issues going on as well, but the dominant thing here is this is outside of you, and it's not really something that's in your head. You know, a lot of times we have a tendency to think, well, and again, this is a general reading, so for some of you this may not resonate. For many of you, you know, we have a tendency to think, well, you know, maybe I misunderstood that, or maybe I'm reading too much into that. Maybe this person said this awful thing but meant something else by it. This seems to say that the battle, the difficult part of the circumstance that involves things, people outside of yourself, it's real. There is also, and again, this is in the goal position, okay? So the goal is to stop the whole keeping up of appearances, to be yourself, to stop doing things that you wouldn't ordinarily do. That seems important for some of you. Doing things you wouldn't ordinarily do to please somebody. The goal is to stop that, even if the battle is real. Especially if the battle is real. There's also a sense of not having what you need. This could be financial. I feel like for a lot of you, you are having some serious financial issues, and this circumstance has sprung from that. But this could also be emotional. This could be feeling like you don't have what it takes to be, that you don't have the talent or the skill or the resources, again, the money. So it's in the goal position. Let's overcome this feeling. That you probably need to adjust your perspective and look at yourself differently and realize what your skills and talents and resources really are, your blessings. Have a look at those. This is, again, these are all clarifiers that came up for this goal position of not wanting to keep up appearances, so take it as it resonates. That's the best. All I can do is give it as it resonates, so please take it as it resonates. This card, the 8 of Coins, is suggesting that you're putting in the work. It being in the goal position, it may be that you want to be putting in the work. Maybe you're not putting in the work, but you know that you need to be putting in the work. For some of you, you are putting in the work, and you're waiting to reap the benefits of that. So if it's a love issue, you are putting in the work. or you feel like you're putting in the work and you're waiting for that to be reciprocated. If it is a job, a career issue, you are putting in the work and waiting for that to be recognized. If it's a family situation, same thing. Again, this could also mean for some of you that you're not putting in the work, but you know you need to be. So if you do that adjustment of perspective and find some clarity, you might find that you have the energy to do what you need to do. Seems like also there is some unfairness going on. And this being in the goal position, I would have to say this is the Emperor reversed. The Emperor is all about balance and, you know, keeping things in check, fairness, particularly like elemental stuff, but for this, in this context, not so much. There seems to be a sense of unfairness. You feel like things aren't being, you're not being fairly treated, you're not being fairly recognized, you're not being fairly rewarded. And this being in the goal position, this might also be a point of perspective that you need to adjust. And I'll tell you why as we move on to the future position. The future position, these two cards, the Knight of Discs and the Ten of Cups reversed, came up together. And if you, this is advising you to understand that if you try to take this circumstance and strong arm it, you're going to fail. It's not going to work. You're not going to get the results you want. So keep that in mind. That's a very, very, and again, whether this is love life, career, family, a group of friends, whatever it may be, by trying to take control and strong arm it and basically become part of what you are in conflict with right now, it's not going to work. It's going to create more problems. It is definitely not going to reap rewards. The position of you is initiation reversed. Now all this means is, I mean, it's an important message. I feel like that's kind of, you know, that initiation reverse kind of feels like, I don't know, like you're not worthy of initiation, and that's not it at all. All this card is saying is that you mentally, you are again, it comes back to this perspective, adjusting your perspective on what is going on. If you can get right, if you can remove yourself from the chaos, from the opposition and the sense of being ganged up or bullied, or, you know, whatever it may be, remove yourself and try to see things for what they are. And I think that you will find the answers that you're looking for. That's what seems to be here. And as I move on, you'll understand. So this is the mind. This is the mind that is, this is internal. This is your mind creating additional conflict when you don't need to. You don't need to do that. You can find a way. You can find a way to step away and get some clarity and move forward with right perspective. That's all that's saying. The next card is external influences. So there's some knowledge. It's the High Priest. And it seems like some knowledge or information has come to you that it has fed this situation. What is that knowledge? Well, the clarifying cards say that there could be some gossip going on. There could be a person who is literally trying to cause conflict between you and another, or between you and others. And it seems like this information has come to you. If it hasn't, it probably will soon. And again, this conflict is not outside of you. This is a real thing. Now, that doesn't mean, like I said, don't go headlong into this with, your fist balled up and in fight mode, because that's not going to get you anywhere. Adjusting your perspective, removing yourself long enough to see things for what they are, find some clarity, that's where you're gonna reap your rewards. So the information coming to you, if this is love life, there may be someone who's trying to cause a rift between you and your partner. If this is work, well, really any aspect, yeah. So it seems like some kind of information has either come to you already or will come to you that is from a third or even a fourth party, that the whole goal of it is to create conflict. So if you can avoid that, if you can keep that in mind and not be drawn in by that, you're going to be okay. This seems to have to do, again, with stability, a lack of stability, the threat of a lack of stability. So let me give you an example. If this is, for some of you, about your love life, and there is a third party that is trying to cause a rift between you and your partner, this is really threatening the stability of your relationship. It's also affecting how you are seeing your partner as the King of Coins is a great guy. He's a great provider. He's honest. He's trustworthy. So just to give an example, if this is how you have always seen your partner, and then suddenly this third party's coming in, or fourth party or fifth, whatever, and is, flapping their gums, and now you're not quite sure. If this is work, there seems to be a threat of your financial stability, your financial standing, your position, your job position, all due to somebody who is trying to create conflict, and it may be more than one person. This is knowledge that will come to you if it hasn't already, and it's going to, we have the Star reversed, and the Star is all about rebuilding. So, okay, let me give you an example for those of you who this may be about love. if you have reconciled with a partner and are attempting to reconcile, you may have a third party that has come in and has created conflict, or is attempting to create conflict, which has threatened the stability of the reconciliation, and made you feel like the rebuilding is not possible. If it's work, the same kind of thing. If you've been working really hard at something, and suddenly maybe somebody else is taking credit for it and getting credit for it, that is definitely, I would imagine, feels like a threat to your stability and the effort that you put in to rebuild. And I would say that if this is a job issue, that this is probably a circumstance where something went wrong, that who knows whose fault it was, but you came in and maybe with a group of people to set it straight, and the recognition for the part that you played may not be there. The other clarification card for this high priest, this incoming information that you may have already received or will receive, is the Tower reversed. So this is not self-destructive behavior on your part. Whatever conflict is going on, this is really outside of you. This is not self-destructive. This is not something that you have caused, no matter what aspect, love life, family, career. It definitely seems like, at least in large part, it is outside of you, external. Okay, hopes and fears. You really, really, really want to be able to cut through the crap. You really want to be able to see things for what they are. You're hoping that you can see things for what they are, but you fear that you cannot or will not, that you will be coerced or manipulated in ways that you won't see until it's too late. And again, this is every aspect. This applies to every aspect of life, whether this, for those of you that this is a love life, career, family, so on and so forth. If you step away and try to get that clarification, then the hope part of this, the upright position of the Queen of Swords, you will see it. You will see things for what they are, and you will therefore be able to handle things appropriately. Again, don't go in blazing. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Take the time. See things for what they are. The outcome is really good, you guys. So I'm hoping that a lot of you are going to do this, that you're going to take the time to see things for what they are. You're going to take the time to find clarity. You're not going to get caught up in the bullshit. Because it looks like for many of you, the outcome is really good. This is in this context, the way this card reads to me, this is victory. This is even a new start, a better start, something that maybe you didn't see coming from any of this that's going on, that that you're going to look back and go, oh, okay, so that's why this happened. Because right now, I think many of you are going, what in the hell is going on? This is not at all how I planned this. This is not at all how I thought this was going to go. If you get right perspective, if you find right perspective, you are going to be happier, more prosperous, really in control of your life, really in control of your circumstances. Yeah, so try to find that perspective, y'all. Please try to find that perspective. And then also what came up was foundation. So again, we're looking at a new, beautiful start to something. So don't go in blazing. Don't go in guns blazing. Take the time. Don't get caught up in all the crap. See things for what they are. See yourself for what you are, the part that you're playing. And you should be okay. I mean, you should be better than okay. Things are going to be, and this feels like, this really, these two, y'all, for real, this feels like something that you are just not even imagining could happen in the near future. Something just really, really big and wonderful, and yeah, I think a lot of you are going to be surprised, and you're going to look back and you're going to understand. So that's it, Virgo. I would pull some additional cards of the high deck, but I don't want to keep the video going too long. Where are we? 42 minutes. Okay. Let me just do it real quick. Let's get some high advice. Let's get some high advice, right? So, because we already assume that this is high advice. Again, not from me. I'm just the messenger. So, these are cards. This is the only deck that I keep upright at all times. I do not use reversals in this deck. Okay, so Virgo, we need some high advice. What do they need to look out for? What do they need to know? What do they need to be aware of? Yeah, you guys, you really, there's gonna, and this may have already started, but it seems like there is going to be some backstabbing involved. There is going to be some undermining involved, and ooh, yeah. Okay, so, and it's kind of malicious. I don't know what's going on here. Hopefully you do. And again, this is for all aspects of life, but there is some maliciousness going on. But you are the master of your mind. I told you that I don't keep these, I don't pull these reversed, but sometimes they do flip out reversed. I leave them that way. You are the master of your mind. You are, the advice here, honestly, is to not take the bait. Do not be incredibly defensive, sorry. Incredibly defensive, ready to snap back, ready to just on your guard. That's not going to get you anywhere. What you need to do is know yourself, protect your mind, know your mind, get some clarity, meditate, whatever you have to do, and I'm telling you, if you find right perspective, you are going to reap some rewards that you don't even see coming. Okay? So, alright, Virgos. I'll check back in a couple of weeks and see how y'all are doing. I hope this resonated with y'all. If it did, in the information box below you will find my email address. Please send me an email if you would like a private reading. Yeah, there's also my PayPal is down there if you'd like to make a donation, because I really do need equipment, guys, for real. So if you'd like to do that, it'd be greatly appreciated. We're going to get to a point, I'm starting to make handmade runes, and I didn't get to use them because we're getting long on time here, but for any donation of $25 or more, you will receive a set of handmade runes. Yeah, of course, any donation of any amount is appreciated. More so, I would love to read for you guys, so send me an email if you'd like to do that. I'd love to hear from you guys. Love to hear your comments below if this resonated with you and how it resonated with you, if it didn't and why, because I'm always learning, and I need you guys to help me learn. So please leave comments, and thanks for watching.